Hello, this is just going to be a brief demonstration of the integration between iCM and IKS FISE. I'll start by showing you an existing article and how we've been able to enhance that using entities retrieved from IKS FISE, and then I'll go on to create a new article and I'll show you how this whole system is put together. So to look at an existing article here, here's one that I've created about the Beatles using some text from Wikipedia, and it's just some ordinary plain text really. There's some links that have been brought in from Wikipedia as well, but those aren't really relevant to the entity extraction. And if we look at the semantic tab here, we can see the entities that I've picked from what we get back from FISE to attach to the article, and I'll go through that process in detail a little bit later on in the demo. So if we move on, we can see here how that article actually looks on the site with all the styling and so on, and as you can see, it just looks like an ordinary article really. There's no sign of the semantic markup at this point. So what we'll do is we'll pipe that document. So we'll send the Semantic Web Data Inspector to have a look at this article and see what it can extract from the RDFa that's generated in there. So we'll have that inspect the article, and in a few seconds we'll get a screen full of results here. So this shows all the triples that the inspector's been able to find from the RDFa that we've generated on the page. And so I can pick one of these, for example. Let's find our own internal representation of the resource, the Beatles, and we'll basically generate a page using Pubby here that'll show everything that we've got in the triple store about the Beatles, which is basically just some sort of labeling information and a type, and we've got a same as link here to an external resource. So obviously that means that somebody can use our triple store to search for documents about the Beatles using the DBpedia URI, and it'll return everything, all the articles that we've got about the Beatles. So let's go on and have a look at how that's actually put together in iCM. So I'll go and I'll create a new article, and we'll create an article about another great British band called Led Zeppelin. And I have some text that I've prepared. Again, this is just ordinary text coming from Wikipedia, which I'll paste in. So this semantic tab will expand this left-hand pane. This kind of extends the kind of existing way that we have to select related content in iCM using the standard related content editor in iCM, this sort of two-pane approach. So here we can see that FISE has returned entities for example, all of the band members in Led Zeppelin, an entity for the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame, the United Kingdom, and it's also extracted an entity for the Beatles based on the fact that they're referred to in that text. And the fact that that appears with a darker icon indicates that we've already added that into iCM and we've already got an internal representation for the Beatles. So what I'll do now is I'll just add a few of these so you can see the process. So we'll add Jimmy Page, a description for him, and we'll also add, so Rock and Roll Hall of Fame, I think it would be more appropriate to have as an organisation. change that, and we'll also add here United Kingdom. So we've added an entity from each category there and associated them to the article. When I then submit this, we'll use an event handler to note that the article's been created, and when that happens, we'll populate the triple store with new triples about this article and the entities in it. So I'll just submit that now. So what that's done, I'll show you now how we represent these entities internally using the ICM metadata system. So there's this group up here called entities, and we've got a group within that called people. And if I just expand that, we'll find Jimmy Page in there and a metadata value for him, and we can see that that's related to another metadata value which represents the external resource for Jimmy Page on Wikipedia. Now if we look at our resources group here, we can see that the external resources are all grouped together by the server that their URIs point to. So there's Jimmy Page again. Also, we have the ability to control some of the triples that are generated using these special top-level properties. So for people, for example, we've got a metadata value that indicates the type that we wish to use when we're generating RDFa for people and populating the triple store, and we have another value called article, and this shows that when we're linking articles to people within them, we're going to use the both topic predicate to do that. So let's go and have a look at how this new article looks on the site. And here it is, and we'll run that again through the inspector. And I'll just also show that we can also use the triple store, which is provided by Joseki. To query to find out everything that we've got stored against the article. So that's showing all the topic links that we have for the different things that are linked to the article and a few sort of title attributes and things. So that's it really. We'll just have also just a quick look at the RDFa. It's the sort of raw RDFa in the article to finish. So here's this sort of new div that we've generated, and you can see sort of fairly standard RDFa techniques to mark that up and represent all the links to the entities. And that's it. Thank you very much for watching.